This week on Basketball Wives.
Why is it that when someone has an issue with you, you have to go like that? I'm having a conversation with you.
Because I'm done with the combo. We're literally getting nowhere.
Okay, you're right.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Basketball Wives, Season 12, Episode 6. Let's get right into it. So the women are back to LA. That Vegas trip was a hell of, well, no, not a hell of a trip from hell. But everybody's back home, so they're back into their routines and whatnot. We see Brittany talking to her uncle. I don't know who this uncle is, but he's on here saying Jac'Eil went cuckoo. I thought, sir, do you know Jac'Eil? Like, why are you saying this? And Britt is saying that Jac'Eil violated her. I was like, huh? But Brittany, you make no sense when you're talking. You started everything with Jac'Eil. Why are you acting like the victim now? You're not. So then we see Jennifer invite Brandi out to a salon, like a beauty lab, where they inject you with an IV. So Jennifer's talking to Brandi about the trip and whatnot, and Jennifer's like, I still can't believe you organized this whole trip for Evelyn's birthday. Did she thank you? And Brandi's like, yeah, she did thank me, but I felt like she was very distant from me the entire trip. And Jennifer's like, I told you so. Brandi, though, she feels as if Evelyn made things as if Evelyn made there be negativity or tension between her and Shaunie, which I really wouldn't give a damn what Shaunie thinks. Who cares? I guess she's the creator of the show, whatever, but whatever. So Ty, Denise, and Jac'Eil come to the beauty lab here as well. Jac'Eil comes in cool as a cucumber, as if nothing has ever happened. Everybody else, though, they feel a little weird because they know something happened. Jennifer says that she really bonded with Brittany, actually. So as they're there talking and whatnot, Denise says, are we going to address the elephant in the room or no? And Jackie's like, what elephant? And Denise says, what happened at the last dinner we had? Do you think it was okay the way you acted towards your daughter and Brittany? Jac'Eil says, well, thank you for that. I have, nothing happened between me and my daughter, first of all, but I was going to apologize to Brittany at one point, but that's not the case anymore, because I've got a 24-hour window. We can get into it, and I'm going to sit back to think about it, and once I did sit back and think about it, I realized I didn't do anything to her, and Jac'Eil is correct. She really didn't do anything to Brittany. Jac'Eil says that Brittany can go to a pilgrimage, she can go get some holy water, but Jac'Eil is not going to trust her. Denise asks, well, did you talk to Chantel? Jac'Eil says, no. Denise says, I heard that she blocked you. Listen, Denise needs to pipe down. You need to pipe it down a little bit. This is her mom you're talking to, okay? And Jac'Eil was getting agitated. I could tell. She says to Denise, stay in your place. So Evelyn then meets up with Brittany, Chantel, and Ming. Brittany says, I will never respect Jac'Eil. She says that Jac'Eil threatened her, she put her hands in my face, and she disrespected my religion. She says, why would Jac'Eil even bring up my religion? Well, Brittany, I agree, no religion should be disrespected ever, but when you come back on the show with a whole new look, a whole new wardrobe, your storyline is about how much you've changed and you've had this spiritual rejuvenation. If you're going to be doing all that and then you're going to be acting crazy, yeah, somebody's going to probably bring that up. So then Chantel she seems to love talking bad about her mom, anyone that's willing to listen. So she says that Jac'Eil wouldn't let her call her dad, which, first of all, Chantel, you saying to Jac'Eil last week, I'm going to call my dad, it sounded like the child that they say you are. Chantel says that she's washed her hands with her mom and she won't be anywhere near her, and she also won't let her kids be around Jac'Eil, which I think is crazy. I've always said I don't want to deny how Chantel genuinely might feel because of the relationship they've had, because at the end of the day only they two know the reality. but it's the way she moves where she loses her message. Why are you talking about your mom every possible time? And why are you talking to your mom with a bunch of her ops? That's weird behavior to me. So in the next scene, Brittany and Jennifer meet up. Like I said, they had a moment in Vegas where they connected. Jennifer and Brittany never really got along the first time Brittany was on the show. But during the fight last week in Vegas, Jennifer felt connected to Brittany because Brittany was talking about, not talking to her mom and whatnot. So Jennifer feels like they've both lost to their moms in a way. Jennifer's mom died, but Brittany doesn't talk to her mom. So it's different types of loss per se, but it's still hurtful nonetheless. Jennifer asks, what do you feel that Jac'Eil did that's like so detrimental that not even an apology could fix? Brittany says, well, I would never co-sign a deadbeat mom. I will not talk to this demon. And I was just like, that doesn't sound very spiritual, Brittany. This is why people bring up your stuff, because you sound corny and dumb. She says, I will not give her any grace. Girl, bad. Jac'Eil don't need your grace. But then, you guys, the lights of the restaurant, they started flickering, and we hear Jennifer say, oh, this wind is crazy. So that's when we see the screen say January 7th, 2025. And that's when those horrific wildfires started to erupt across Southern California, which we all remember, of course. So Basketball Wives, the first thought that came to my mind was their filming is like pretty recent. Like, this happened this year, a few months ago. So we begin to see each of the women and how the fires have been affecting them. Thankfully, none of them were actually directly affected. Like, none of them actually lost their homes. But the fires were horrific. We saw some clips on the episode, which we've already seen. Of course, it really looked like an apocalypse. Like, some of the videos of the fires look like straight up hell. So devastating, super tragic. Production for the show actually paused for a week. I will say it's sad to see the fires as, they're happening, the flames, but I think it's even sadder to see the aftermath when you see what the remains of the homes, the debris, the ashes. I think that, like, when you see what's left, it's even more devastating. So, like I said, production paused for a week, so now it's a week later. And Evelyn is planning on doing some charity for the victims. That's one thing we can't take away from Evelyn. As toxic as she has always been, one thing about her is that she has always been about giving back. So I do respect that. So she meets with Brandi. They're at a stone store. Evelyn wants to get some stones for the victims, which I'm sure there's other things they probably want before that, but it's still valid. So they talk a little bit about the drama. Evelyn says that if Chantel never speaks to Jac'Eil again, that might be the best thing ever. Brandi then asks Evelyn what did she think of the trip, because to be honest, she really didn't enjoy the trip with Evelyn. Evelyn's like, what? You didn't have a good time with me? And Brandi says, no, you put me in a sticky situation with Shaunie, saying that I was like pointing at her, which, by the way, Brandi did do, but I don't think, number one, I don't think she realized it, and number two, I don't think she did it purposely. Evelyn says, I don't think that you realize that you come off as stank. We were all surprised about the way you were dressed to go to a wedding. Brandi says, well, you had a problem with everybody that was at the wedding, who went to the wedding. That vein was popping out your forehead when we came back. Like, let's not forget what happened. Evelyn says, well, ever since we got back here, you've been hanging from Jennifer's titty. Ever since we got back here. That's kind of crazy, but it was kind of funny the way she said it. But Brandi says, listen, I tried my best to celebrate you in Vegas. I even made sure to have your friend there. All I wanted was some appreciation. Evelyn then says, I'm trying to find a crap to give, but I can't find it. So, as you could imagine, it didn't end well. Brandi ends up walking away from the store, so they had a bit of a back and forth. Which, Evelyn, just listen to her. Just listen to what she has to say. Like, dang. So then we see Brittany over at Denise's house. They were playing soccer with Denise's kid and some other little girls. Brittany is actually really thankful because during the fires, Denise actually went to go pick her up she went to go pick up Brittany, her son, and her uncle. Listen, I don't know who Denise is really, but that in and of itself, I think speaks volumes to who she is, because that's great, to go for someone during such a bad time. As far as Jac'Eil, Brittany says that she needs to pray harder for her heart to be purified when it comes to Jac'Eil. And I just thought, dang, your heart needs to be purified for Jac'Eil? Like, she didn't even do anything to you. I can't even imagine how you feel about people that actually did do something to you. All right, moving right along, Jennifer, Jac'Eil, and Brandi meet up to go do a workout. Now, Jac'Eil, why are you working out with sunglasses? You're indoors and you've got sunglasses on. I can't with Jac'Eil. Brandi actually got a haircut and she dyed it blonde. It kind of reminded me of Robin Dixon's old hair back in the day. Brandi, she spent time with Jason during the fires, as she should. And then she tells him about the recent confrontation she had with Evelyn. Jac'Eil then tells him that everybody is invited to the charity event that Evelyn is doing. So she asks them if they will go. Jennifer's not invited, so she probably doesn't want to go. Brandi's going to be out of town. She's going to come down here to Texas, but she'll give, of course. What I don't like though is that they keep telling Jac'Eil to apologize to Brittany. Like, stop it. I do think though that it was pretty messed up that Jac'Eil said that her and Chantel hadn't talked at all, even after the fires. Listen, as much as I do love Jac'Eil, and I don't know if she called her or not, but if she didn't, you gotta call your daughter. Like, come on now. But again, I don't know if she did or not. But I do know that they did talk. Speaking of which, we then head over to Evelyn's house. Shanice is there with her baby, Evelyn's grandchild. They actually spent time with Evelyn ever since the fires, which of course Evelyn loves because that's her grandson, that's her daughter. So then Chantel comes over with her baby. They're going to be doing some care packages to give back. Chantel then asks, as far as this event, are you going to invite my mom? And Evelyn says yes. So Chantel says, well, I don't know. Enough of this. I'm tired of these conversations about Chantel and Jac'Eil. Like, shut up already. I thought you said you were done with her, so stop talking about her. And why does Chantel look so happy to be in Evelyn's presence? It's getting weird. But anyway, to finish off the episode, it is the day of the charity. Again, Brandi had to come to Texas. Ming couldn't go because it was her daughter's birthday. So it's Evelyn, Denise, Brittany, Ty, and Jac'Eil, and Shanice. So they begin to volunteer and start servicing people who need it. There was a lot of things, important, essential things, and people were, driving by, saying what they needed, and the ladies were helping, give these products to them. Brittany and Denise actually talked to a victim who lost her entire house. It was very emotional. So they're working, they're volunteering, talking to people, which is great. The thing is though, Jac'Eil, she's mad at Brittany, obviously, but she's actually kind of more mad at and feeling more tension with Denise now, which is interesting. So she don't like Brittany. She's starting not to like Denise. She says Evelyn is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and she only's got Ty, but she doesn't like the energy, so she ends up leaving. So when she leaves, Evelyn and Brittany, obviously clown her and criticize her because they're like, oh, she was only here for 30 minutes. Ty is the only one in Jac'Eil's corner, because before Jac'Eil left, she was talking to Ty and she had told her to, let Evelyn know that she was leaving or whatever. But Evelyn is now sitting here saying, I will not sugarcoat how I feel about Jac'Eil and the pain that she's caused her daughter. And I was like, oh, here we go again, Evelyn, getting in everybody's freaking business. Brittany is still barking about, she jumped on a couch. I'm light. She's dark. She's a demon. She's so... And then she was in her confession talking about, Jac'Eil is all bark, no bite. I bark and bite. Woof. Brittany is so corny. I can't. And then Evelyn, I don't like the direction this is going, but I was really thankful for Ty because she was, again, the only one standing up for Jac'Eil. I hope that this doesn't backfire on her. I hope that these vultures don't come for Ty as well. But you guys, overall, this was a good episode. Again, a lot of crazy drama, but I think that what made it good for me was to see that at least they were able to come to, for a day of service which is the most important. And I hope that the people who were affected by those LA fires are doing better now. I know it's been a few months. I don't think we really heard much updates in the news, but again, I hope they're doing better. But you guys let me know what your thoughts were about this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.